Welcome to your deep dive, all about what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah.
We've got this source. It's really awesome. Breaks it down step by step.
It really is a roadmap.
Like it's so specific.
Yeah.
Not just the like,
It's not, yeah.
follow your dreams kind of.
I'll tell your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the entrepreneurial mindset section. I was,
I like how
they don't
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
I love how they use that analogy of the
tightrope walker. Yeah.
Constantly adjusting, like
Constantly.
never assuming they've got it.
Yeah. And I think that really ties into the idea of anti-fragility.
Oh.
Not just bouncing back from failure, but actually getting stronger.
Right.
Because of it.
Because of it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a moment like that where a mistake...
Oh, yeah.
Let it absolutely. Making you better at something.
Oh, yeah, totally. Remember that time? Well, maybe that's a story for another dive, but...
Another day.
Yeah, but it makes you think.
Right.
What if we
expected
to mess up early on?
Yeah, to mess up.
But built in ways to...
And figure out how to make it work.
Learn from it. That's way less scary.
It is.
Than trying to be perfect.
Way less scary.
From day one.
Yeah.
Right.
And that ties into the next point.
Yeah.
Identifying a market need.
Yeah.
The source is adamant.
Okay.
That you don't start with a product.
Okay.
You start with a problem. They actually recommend something called a pain point interview.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of that?
Pain point interview sounds intense.
Yeah.
Like a dental procedure for your...
Kind of. It's about deeply understanding the frustrations or unmet needs of your potential customers.
Got it.
The source shares a story
about an entrepreneur who realized through these interviews that their initial product idea was solving the wrong problem.
Oh, wow.
They pivoted based on that feedback and ended up with
a much more successful business.
Much more successful business. So it's not just about having a cool idea.
Yeah.
It's about making sure
about solving a problem.
That idea actually solves a real problem.
A real problem for
real people.
Real people.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like so many people skip that step. Okay, so you've got your problem.
You got your problem.
You've validated it with potential customers.
Yeah.
Now it's business plan time, right?
That's right.
I know some people dread that part, but this source makes it surprisingly engaging.
It's not just a dry document. It's like a living, breathing story of your business.
Yeah.
They break it down into key elements: purpose, target market, competitive analysis, financials, and even exit strategies.
Wow.
They're big on the idea of planning for success, but also preparing for contingencies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Not just hoping for the best, but actually thinking through different scenarios.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got your...
So you got your plan.
Plan all polished up.
All polished.
Now comes the often dreaded part, funding.
Funding.
This source doesn't shy away from the fact that you need fuel to launch.
You need fuel.
This rocket.
You got to pay.
They cover everything.
To play right.
From bootstrapping to angel investors to venture capitalists.
It can seem overwhelming, right?
It can be.
Yeah.
But what I found helpful was how the source breaks down the pros and cons of each funding option. They emphasize that the best approach depends
on your specific business.
Got it.
Your risk tolerance and even your long-term vision.
Okay.
The example they share is about this entrepreneur who chose to crowdfund their product.
Interesting.
Because they wanted their early customers to feel like they were part of the journey.
That's a really interesting point.
It's not always just about getting the most money.
It's about finding the right kind of funding.
It's about finding the right fit.
Yeah.
For you.
Aligns with your values and goals.
Values,
Speaking of alignment, the next section is all about building your brand.
Building your brand.
And this source...
It's so important.
...really pushes beyond the superficial stuff they're talking about.
Right.
Defining your core values.
Defining your core values.
Your unique voice.
Unique voice.
And what makes you...
What makes you stand out?
Stand out.
In a crowded market.
In a crowded market.
Yes. They emphasize that your brand is essentially a promise.
Okay.
to your customers.
The promise.
It's about consistently delivering on that promise through every interaction, every product, every piece of content.
Wow.
They even suggest creating a brand voice chart.
Oh.
Almost like a personality profile for your business. I thought that was pretty...
It's like before you even design a logo.
Yeah, before you even get to the visual stuff.
Write a tagline.
Yeah.
You need to know who you are and what you stand for.
Yeah.
That's the foundation.
That's the foundation.
Of a truly strong brand.
Yeah, a truly strong brand.
And once you've got that nailed down, it's time to...
You got to get the word out.
You get the word out. This source dives into marketing and growth.
Growth strategies.
And they've got some really...
interesting ideas.
Some really interesting ideas.
They're big on this concept of the minimum viable audience. Finding your core group of early adopters and building from...
And building from there. So it's not about like...
you don't need to reach everybody.
Shouting it?
Yeah.
From the rooftops.
Yeah. Just find your people.
Finding your people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's interesting is they don't just talk about digital marketing or social media. They emphasize the importance of building authentic relationships.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. They share this case study of a local bakery that grew through word-of-mouth marketing and community events.
Oh, wow.
It proves that you don't always need a huge budget.
You don't need a huge budget.
You just need to connect with people.
You just need to connect.
In a genuine way.
That's so inspiring. It's like they're saying, don't just shout your message.
Don't just shout.
From the rooftops. Actually go out.
Go out and have a...
Go in a conversation.
Yeah,
okay. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
A lot of ground.
From mindset and market research to funding and branding. I feel like we're starting to see
it's all connected.
Pieces of the puzzle come together.
Right.
But what happens when your business starts to
gain traction?
Starts working.
When you're ready to take it to the next level.
When you're ready to grow.
That's where scaling and expansion.
Where scaling comes in. And this source has some really insightful advice on how to navigate that transition. They do, and they don't shy away from
They don't shy away from the challenges.
They actually highlight a few common pitfalls entrepreneurs encounter when
like common mistakes
scaling too quickly.
When they grow too fast.
Like losing sight of their core values.
Yeah, like spreading yourself too thin.
Compromising on quality,
Right now.
They talk about the importance of building a scalable infrastructure. Both in terms of systems and team.
You can't do it all yourself.
So it's not just about...
You need to build the systems and the teams that can support that growth.
It's about doing things in a way that allows for sustainable
growth.
Sure.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
But before we get too deep into scaling, I want to circle back to something they touched on.
To something earlier.
The emotional side.
Oh, the emotional side.
Of entrepreneurship.
It's so important.
It's not just about spreadsheets and marketing plans, right?
You're a human running this business.
Yeah. You're not a robot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They dedicate an entire section to the importance of...
To the importance of mindset.
Mindset, resilience. And even self-care.
Believe in self-care.
They share this powerful quote from an entrepreneur who said, building a business is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You need to pace yourself. Fuel your body and mind.
And surround yourself.
With people who will support you. Along the way.
That's such a great reminder.
It is.
It's easy to get caught up.
It's so easy.
In the hustle.
To just go and go and go.
And forget to take care.
Or forget to take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to burn out.
It is.
If you don't have those support systems in place.
Yeah.
And speaking of support. The source also talks about the power of mentorship.
They emphasize finding someone who's been there, done that, and can offer guidance and perspective.
Like having a seasoned
trail guide for your entrepreneurial...
For your journey.
Yeah.
And they even suggest seeking out multiple mentors.
Oh, wow. Multiple mentors.
People with different areas of expertise. So you've got your marketing mentor. Your finance mentor. Maybe even your work-life balance mentor.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
So you've got like a whole team of mentors.
I like how they frame it as building a personal board of advisors.
A personal board of advisors.
And it doesn't have to be formal. or intimidating.
All right.
It could just be a few trusted people you can bounce ideas off of.
Just people you can talk to.
Or turn to for advice.
Yeah.
When you hit a roadblock.
That takes some of the pressure off, right?
Yeah. Knowing you don't have to have all the answers yourself.
You don't have to do it all alone?
Yeah. And speaking of sharing the load.
Sharing the load, right.
The source also talks about the importance of building.
Yeah, the emphasis.
A strong team.
You can't scale a business alone.
You can't do it alone.
It's about finding people who share your vision, complement your skills, and bring their own unique talents.
So finding people who are good at the things that you're not good at.
Exactly.
That's smart.
It's about building a team.
Yeah.
Where everyone can contribute their strengths.
Their strengths. They even suggest using personality assessments.
Oh, yeah?
During the hiring process.
That's a great idea.
To ensure that you're building a team with a good mix.
Right. Because as much as you want people who are passionate and driven.
Yeah, you want to make sure that they can all work together.
You also want to make sure that everyone can work together effectively. Yeah. It's about finding that balance between individual brilliance and collective harmony.
Collective harmony, like a well-conducted orchestra.
Right.
Everyone plays their part.
Yes.
But it's the conductor who brings it.
But someone's got to bring it all together.
All together.
Yeah.
And speaking of leadership.
Yes.
The source has some interesting insights on the evolving role of the entrepreneur.
Oh, interesting.
They talk about the shift from the traditional command and control style to a more
of a
collaborative and empowering approach.
Yeah.
So it's not about just telling people what to do.
Right. It's not about just
talking orders,
inspiring them and bringing them along.
It's about leading by example.
Leading by example.
Inspiring your team.
Inspiring your team.
And creating a culture where everyone feels
valued
and empowered.
Yeah. To contribute their best work.
I love how they emphasize the importance of
it's so important.
Transparency and open communication.
It's
not about keeping everyone in the dark.
Yeah.
It's about sharing
the people in.
And the successes.
Yeah.
And inviting everyone.
I'm making them part of the process.
To be part of the solution.
Yeah. And that ties into the idea of fostering a growth mindset throughout the organization.
Throughout the organization.
It's about encouraging experimentation.
Okay.
Learning from mistakes. And constantly iterating and improving.
So it's like a culture of learning.
It is.
From your mistakes.
Yeah.
And just constantly getting better.
It's about continuous improvement.
Continuous improvement. It's almost like they're saying, don't be afraid to break things as long as you learn.
Don't be afraid to experiment.
On the pieces.
And sometimes things break.
But let's be realistic. Even with the best team and the most supportive mentors,
you're going to hit bumps in the road.
Entrepreneurship is still going to have
its
tough moments, right?
It is not always easy.
It's not always easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The source doesn't sugarcoat the fact
they don't sugarcoat it.
That there will be setbacks, challenges and moments of
doubt. That's so important.
It's part of the process. They even have a section on dealing with rejection. And overcoming the fear of failure.
That's huge because it's easy to get discouraged.
It is.
When things don't go as planned.
It's easy to want to give up.
And it's in those moments that we need to remember.
Yeah. You gotta...
why we started this journey in the first place.
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Exactly. They talk about the importance of staying connected to your purpose.
Staying connected
to your vision.
To your purpose and vision.
Yeah. And the impact.
And the impact you want to make.
They
even suggest creating a vision board.
Oh, yeah.
Or a mission statement.
Like a visual reminder.
To remind yourself of the bigger picture.
Of why you're doing this.
This is when things get tough.
Yeah.
And speaking of the bigger picture. The source also talks about the importance of giving back.
They emphasize that entrepreneurship is not just about building a successful business. It's also about making...
It's about making a difference.
A positive contribution.
A positive contribution.
To the world. They even share examples.
Oh, that's cool.
Of entrepreneurs who have integrated social impact into their business models.
So they're like...
whether it's through...
baking and saving the world.
Donating a portion of their profits to charity. or creating products and services that address social or environmental issues.
I find that so inspiring.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it makes you realize that you don't have to compromise your values to build a successful
You can do good
business. In fact, those values can be your biggest asset.
They can be what sets you apart.
Your unique selling.
Yeah, your unique selling proposition. Absolutely.
And I think that's a key message from this source. Finding that sweet spot where your passion,
it's all about alignment.
Your skills and a real-world need.
Yeah, finding that intersection between what you're good at, what you care about, and what the world needs.
They call it your entrepreneurial superpower.
Your entrepreneurial superpower. I love that.
I love that.
It's like your unique gift.
So let's imagine our listener is starting to think.
So our listener's thinking,
okay, maybe I do have an entrepreneurial superpower.
Maybe I do have a superpower.
Lurking within me.
Yeah.
What will be their next step?
So what's next?
Based on this source.
Well, they actually have the whole chapter dedicated to
taking action.
Taking action.
Taking action.
They encourage people to start small, to test their ideas, and to gather feedback.
To gather feedback along the way?
Along the way, they even have this cool exercise called the 100-Day Challenge.
The 100-Day Challenge. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Have you heard of this?
What's that all about?
It's about committing to taking one small action every day for 100 days.
Or 100 days.
Toward your entrepreneurial goal.
Towards your goal. Okay.
It could be anything from researching your market to connecting with potential mentors to sketching out a business plan.
So it's not about
it's not about
quitting your job
and making some big
dramatic renting an office.
It's just about
small, consistent steps.
Consistent, incremental progress.
Yeah.
That feels way more manageable.
It does. Especially when you're just...
It feels less overwhelming.
Starting out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they emphasize that it's not about...
It's not about being perfect.
Perfect. It's about...
It's about showing up.
Showing up.
And doing the work.
And doing the work.
Even when it's hard or you feel...
Even when it's hard.
Uncertain.
When you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They share a bunch of inspiring stories. Of entrepreneurs who started with small steps. And ended up building...
And ended up building amazing businesses.
Incredible businesses.
Like that quote.
Right.
The journey of 1,000 miles.
Yes.
Begins with a single
step.
But I think the source also acknowledges that.
Yeah.
It's not always
going to be easy.
It could be a walk in the park.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They dedicate a whole section to overcoming
obstacles.
And developing that.
And developing that resilient mindset. We
talked about earlier.
We talked about
like that tightrope walker analogy.
Yes.
Constantly
adjusting.
Finding your balance. Never giving up. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what would you say?
Yeah.
Is the most important takeaway?
Yeah. Big
takeaway. For our listener.
From this part.
I think it's this. Entrepreneurship. Is a journey.
It's a journey.
Not a destination.
It's
about embracing the process. The ups and downs. It's the constant
learning and growth.
And it's about having the courage.
Yeah, you got to be brave.
To take that first step.
You got to take that first step.
Even if you don't have
all
the answers.
Have it all figured out. Yeah. Because as this source so beautifully reminds us.
Yeah.
The world needs your unique gifts.
And
talents.
So to our listener, I say this. What problem are you passionate?
What are you passionate about?
About solving.
What change do you want to see?
What change do you want to see in the world? Start exploring. Those questions.
Yeah.
Take that first step.
And
never stop.
Learning.
Growing.
And diving
deep.
Through.
As we've been diving into this source, I've been thinking about all the different paths entrepreneurship can take.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not just about starting the next big...
It's not just
tech giant, right?
No. It can be anything.
Yeah.
The source actually highlights a bunch of diverse entrepreneurial journeys.
Oh, that's cool.
Everything from that local bakery we mentioned to a social enterprise, tackling clean water access.
So you could really take these principles and build something that aligns with your own passions and values.
Exactly.
Whatever those may be.
It's about finding your thing.
Yeah, what if our listeners super into sustainable living?
Yeah.
They could apply these steps to create a business.
Totally.
That helps people reduce their environmental impact.
Absolutely. Or maybe they're passionate about education.
Education.
They could start an online tutoring service.
Okay.
A community workshop series.
Uh-huh.
Even develop a new educational app.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
It really is.
It's about finding what lights you up.
I love that this source encourages people to think outside the box.
Me too.
To see entrepreneurship as a tool for creating positive change.
Not just making money.
Not just profits.
It's about making a difference.
Yeah.
They even have this whole section on conscious capitalism.
Conscious capitalism. What's that?
Businesses that prioritize social and environmental impact alongside financial success.
So they're not just focused on the bottom line.
Right. They're thinking about the triple bottom line.
Okay.
People, planet, profit.
People, planet, profit.
You share some pretty compelling examples of companies that are doing well by doing good.
That's so inspiring.
It is.
It makes you realize that you don't have to compromise your values to build a successful business.
You don't.
In fact,
your values can be your superpower.
Yeah.
They can be what makes you stand out.
Your unique selling proposition.
Exactly.
And I think that's a key message from this source.
It is.
Finding that sweet spot where your passion.
Yeah. Finding that alignment.
Your skills and a real world needs intersect.
Mm-hmm.
They call it your entrepreneurial superpower.
I love that.
I love that.
It's like your unique gift.
So let's imagine our listeners starting to think.
Okay,
maybe I do have an entrepreneurial superpower.
Maybe I do.
Lurking within me.
Yeah.
What would be their next step based on this source?
What should they do? Well, they actually have a whole chapter dedicated to taking action.
Okay, taking action.
They encourage people to start small, test their ideas, and gather feedback along the way.
So just start doing stuff.
Just start. They even have this cool exercise called the 100-Day Challenge.
The 100-Day Challenge. I've heard of this.
Have you?
Yeah. What's that all about?
It's about committing to taking one small action every day for 100 days.
Okay.
Toward your entrepreneurial goal.
Every single day.
Every day.
For 100 days.
It could be anything from researching your market.
Okay.
To connecting with potential mentors.
Okay.
To sketching out a business plan.
So it's not about making some grand gesture.
No, it's not about...
It's about...
quitting your job, going all in.
It's about those small, consistent... Small consistency, small steps every day.
That feels way more manageable.
It does.
Especially when you're just starting out.
Especially when you're first getting started. Yeah. And they emphasize that it's not about being perfect.
It's not about perfection.
It's about showing up.
It's about showing up.
And doing the work.
And doing the work.
Even when it's hard.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Or you feel uncertain.
Even when you're scared.
They share a bunch of inspiring stories of entrepreneurs who started with small steps.
They do.
And ended up building incredible businesses.
Incredible businesses.
Like they started in their garage.
In their basement.
And now they're
running empires.
Running empires.
Yeah.
But I think the source also acknowledges that it's not always going to be easy, right?
Not always going to be easy.
There are going to be challenges.
There are going to be bumps in the road.
There are going to be moments where you
don't want to quit.
Give up.
Yeah.
They dedicate a whole section to overcoming obstacles.
They do.
And developing that resilient mindset we talked about earlier.
That resilient mindset is so important.
It is like that tightrope walker analogy. Yeah. Constantly adjusting, finding your balance, never giving up.
And never give up.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what would you say is the most important takeaway for our listener?
I think the most important takeaway is that entrepreneurship is a journey.
It's a journey.
Not a destination.
Not a destination.
It's about embracing the process.
Embracing the process.
The ups and the downs.
The ups and downs.
The wins and the losses.
The good, the bad.
All of it.
All of it.
It's all part of the journey.
And it's about having the courage to take that first step.
That first step is the hardest.
Even if you don't have all the answers yet.
You don't need to have all the answers.
Because as the source reminds us,
yeah,
the world needs your unique gifts and talents.
The world needs what you have to offer.
So to our listener, I say this.
What problem are you passionate about solving?
What change do you want to see in the world?
Start exploring those questions.
Take that first step.
Take action.
And never stop learning, growing, and diving deep.
Never stop.
Until next time.
See you then.